All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the X Groove live stream. I'm Chad Peters. Let's play some drums. Hey, Philip, what's going on, dude? Long time no see. How you been, man? I know I was over there on Twitch for a while, but kind of like YouTube better, honestly. How's the streaming going for you, dude? Let's get these lights back to purple. Get some of this flashing away. Oh, see, there it goes. One of my lights doesn't want to connect. There we go. Okay. Get rid of the flashing. It's fun for the playing, but then when I talk, a little bit more mellow. What's going on, everyone? Just my name's Chad Peters. It's the X Groove live stream, doing some live drum lessons, lots of live drumming. I use 4 pedals to do a lot of really cool ostinatos with my feet while I play with my hands and vice versa. Try to be as melodic as I can with my drumming. But also on the X Groove live stream, I'm going to be doing live drum lessons. Ask me anything in the chat, whatever you're trying to learn. I'll help you out as best I can, give you a demonstration right here and now, and you have your own little private drum lesson video right there. Other than that, I leave up some community posts. You can leave some requests after my live stream for what you want to learn in the next stream. And I'm going to give some demonstrations on how to set up your pedal today to get more playability out of it, get more speed we'll still get a little power out of it because there's certain adjustments of the beater that are better for speed and power. We'll talk about the pedal board height and whatnot. And then I'll get into some techniques for how to go about using your bass drum pedal, from the swivel technique to the heel toe, or I call it just kind of like a flat foot idea as to how I do the heel toe. It's more of an ankle motion. But yeah, we'll get into all that. If you have any questions about it or questions about your own playing, again, leave some questions in the chat. But pretty good, bro. Oh, dude, I can help you get up on the YouTube. It's I would say it's a little more work with the YouTube, but with the whole I mean, it's no different than posting on social media per se. There's a few different aspects to it, but live streaming, it's very similar to how we used to do on Twitch. I don't know if you're using OBS to do your streaming, or what other broadcasting stuff. I mean, Streamlabs, it's all roughly the same, but basically we get into the stream, and then you connect your software to YouTube, get your YouTube account, and basically just you can click live stream right on OBS, just the same as you do with Twitch. But I personally just like YouTube. They save all your stuff. You have all of this as basically your repertoire, or what do you call it, like a portfolio of stuff, Yeah, so I can show you some stuff. You can hit me up on Instagram, and I disappeared for a while after Twitch. I was just trying to figure everything out and how everything was supposed to go, and just too much going on. But yeah, I'll let you know how to set it up and give you some ideas and pointers, or point you to some YouTube's videos that have helped me get set up with the live streaming and get it all in order and stuff like that. I just found out how to do this with the scene changes, man. Just on OBS, where I go, bloop, it's got the little circle transition. I've been looking at it the whole time on OBS, and I didn't know what it was. It scene transitions, but I didn't really understand what it meant. I never played with it, and now it's like, oh, cool, I can make it all cool, and like, whew. All right. Yeah, we could do something, dude. I'll get you on there and whatnot. Why can't I see that all the way? But yeah, hit me up. We'll do that. We could do like a live video or something like that, and I can help you run through some stuff. We'll figure out how to go about that way or something. Okay. But jumping right into the lesson for today, I'm gonna take my pedal off here and show you some different stuff. It's kind of hard to see it all the way down here, but I'll try to demonstrate as best I can for you. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I see it a lot with beginning drummers and even drummers who've been playing for a while, and all the pedals at the music stores are like this too. But if you noticed, my beater is not hanging far back, okay? A lot of people's pedals are hanging really far back like this from the start, okay? And there's two things that cause issues with this. Is one, when it starts rebounding, it comes back and smacks you in the top of the foot or in the ankle. And I know we've all had that happen, and it hurts because that thing's got some weight to it, okay? So what that does is you have the spring all the way back here, and when we get the rebound, it starts swinging even farther back, so that's why it hits you. So what I do is I bring the beater to like a little bit above a 45-degree angle. Actually, if I'm trying to look, it's like looking in a mirror when I'm doing this, right? But you notice it's like just a little bit above a 45-degree angle, maybe like 55 or 60 degrees, right? And what this does is when it rebounds, the spring only lets it go back to a certain distance, and then that spring's engaging and giving you tension to swing that pedal right back up, right? Okay? Now, okay. So that right there, adjusting, is going to give you it's going to take away you getting hit in the foot, right? The other thing that putting the beater at a higher angle does is it allows you to have a lighter pedal feel. So when you have that beater way back here, you'd be surprised at how much that beater hanging low like that puts a weight to the pedal. Not only is it weighted, but you have so much farther to go to hit that head, okay? And by having to do that, you have to basically be ahead of the beat to get your foot all the way there, okay? So it not only adds that heaviness, but you can't get that quick attack, okay? So that is one reason why I like to bring the pedal up in a little bit. Hold on. Yeah, so I'll get to your comment in a second. But yeah, so that's one of the biggest reasons I've noticed with pedals, because even with all the stuff that I do with all my feet and being fast and strong and all that stuff, if I get on someone's pedal that is not set up correctly and it's weighted back there, I really got to dig in with my hips and everything to get that thing moving, and it really throws off the whole balance of the body. And I feel like that's a big thing with drumming, is we need to be balanced in what we do. So not only is that pedal got to be easy for you to kind of get moving, but your whole core, you can't lean forward too much or you can't lean back. And I'll get into more ergonomics. Maybe that'll be the next one I talk about, is the ergonomics of the drum set, not having to reach for things without throwing your balance off, okay? So when we get that pedal back to a forward motion, back to a higher degree, you're able to get that first attack that's going to be quick and it's going to have some power behind that. Now, I kind of have my pedal set up. I'm using the Pearl Demon drives here with the direct drive. Let's see if I can get those up in the camera. You can see, and we got the direct drive right here. I got the direct drive. I really like these pedals. They got a lot of action. They're really smooth. And the cool thing about them is they come with a manual on how to set it up for either speed or for power. And what I have is a little mix of the two, okay? Because I like a little power with what I do because of the way I play. You get a lot of like funk and groove with more power and stuff, but then I can still get the dynamics with the control, but I also have it set up for speed because of some of the stuff that I do. Now, if you set it up, if you look at a lot of death metal drummers, their beaters are like almost vertical in front of the head, and that's because they're using super short strokes to hit that head. They're not even going for power because a lot of them are using triggers. There's very few guys I've seen that are kicking with some power. Most of them are just doing like little taps like this to just get the triggers to sound, right? So I don't personally recommend that. For beginning development, you want to learn how to control the pedal and get some power out of it. And I'll actually show you how we go about getting the power out of this pedal when we use the foot pad or the foot techniques. Okay, like a nice lift. You're gonna lift your heel and drop. So I'll get more into that in a little bit. But yeah, go ahead, check your pedal out. There's a lot of things about the footboard height that you want to check out as well. So you don't want your pedal's footboard to be having too much verticalness to it as well, or too much of an angle, because you're going to actually cramp up the front of your calf because you're lifting that heel up and like pulling the muscle, right? So you want it actually just a little bit. Same thing again, it's kind of like below a 45, right? Because if we get to a 45, it starts to get kind of sharp, okay? So we want the pedal board to be a little bit low so that your foot's almost not flat, but you know what I mean? So that when you get to stomping, it just kind of, when you kind of come up, it's already like in a nice motion, okay? And then what you're going to have to do is loosen your pedal at the different areas to be able to get your pedal or your beater height correct. And then you're going to have to loosen the adjustment on the beater head, like make a mark. I always make a mark, but the cool thing about these Pearl Demon drives actually is they have markers so you know exactly where you're setting it up. But if you don't have those on your pedal, make sure to make a little line or a piece of tape or something that you can mark a line. And then to adjust your pedal board, you're going to have to loosen the shaft here for the beater and adjust the height of your board till it's comfortable, okay, and then tighten it back up. So just play with it, and it'll be a little bit different for everybody. But don't like the Demon Drive beaters. I guess in a second. But yeah, so go ahead and try some different adjustments, but you want to make sure that beater feels light. It should have a little bit of weight to it because that's going to give you the power. But if it feels, so if it feels too heavy, you're too far back. If it feels too light, then you're too far forward. You want to have a little bit of weight to give a smack to that head, okay? All right, let me check out these comments, Philip. One thing I know about pedal setup and tension, the tighter your springs, the quicker and faster the pedal rebounds. Is that true? Yes. So, yes, there is a factor in that as well. Hold on. Yep. if a pedal spring is way tighter than Okay, so yeah, so basically I don't have mine all the way tight like I used to, but yeah, you have there's some kind of correctness to that. When the pedal tension is tighter, it does allow for a quicker rebound. Serge, what's up, dude? So it does kind of relate when the pedal tension is tighter, yeah, you're gonna get a quicker rebound, and it's gonna actually bring the beater back to a standing position as well. I've seen a couple of like pedals that are used by death metal guys where it's got a really interesting spring tension, and those things like don't even like rebound almost. They like stay in position like that, and when you stop, they like that's how tight their spring is. It's a very short spring, but with these ones you get a little bit of sway and rebound. But I used to have mine tight, but these days I have it just like a medium. But I don't recommend too loose because I feel like that's a different thing, especially when you're playing fast. You want that pedal to rebound with your foot and kind of stay with it. Okay, so yes, you are correct in that. The tighter the pedal spring, the more it kind of rebounds and gets back into position. Okay, looser ones, they kind of have. The other thing about looser ones is a lot of times I feel like they double tap the head unwillingly. You know, it takes a lot of control not to get that right. Okay. But yeah, what don't you like about the Demon Drive beaters, dude? I like it. They got the 3 heads on them. I used to use other brands, but I like this one because I got, well, yeah, 4 different sides to the beaters. It's kind of interesting, actually. Yes, I agree. They lose a little bit momentum. You really have to keep your foot connected to it. Got to keep my feet warm for playing. I mean, you can already see what I'm doing with my feet. I'm doing like 4s, and you got the nice ankle motion, kind of just, it's like just rocking the ankle. If you just joined in the chat or the live stream, just know I just talked about some setups that you could do for your pedal to add some action and speed to your playability on the pedal and how to set it up for that. Okay, but the next section thing I'm going to play a little bit, and then we'll get into the second half of the lesson where I kind of show you some foot techniques that I use to kind of develop, you know, double and triple strokes, kind of like just quick hits or... Okay, a lot of different techniques that are out there. I've seen so many different ideas on the internet, but I could tell you right off the bat, there is no quick fix. This is not, you're going to be playing at 200 BPMs in 6 weeks. It doesn't happen that way unless your body's already like something kind of developed in that, you know what I mean? I've been doing this for 10 years and even playing at 200 BPM still tiring, you know what I mean? So there's ways around it and how to get quicker, but yes, 200 BPMs in 6 weeks don't happen that way. Get ripped in 6 weeks. That's what I kind of basically relate it to. All these magazines talking about that. So that's what like pedal speed and hand speed is. So I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff, and I'll show you how I kind of use some different ideas with my feet. If you watch the feet, I do just like a little bit of wiggling. I do a little bit of kind of rolling and stuff like that. But you get a lot of different feel from the different ideas. Oh, yeah, I know that's irritating. I play on other people's stuff, and it pops me in the foot, and I'm like, dude, like, we got to adjust these beaters. And the thing is, also, if you have a lower model pedal, a lot of times the beater and the pedal board are one and the same. Like, you can't adjust the beater without moving the pedal board. They go like this. So that's the only thing I don't like about cheaper pedals. If you have one, try to do what you can, but the higher end pedals, even just the medium end pedals, they have more adjustments to them, and that's what you pay for when you buy higher equipment. You're paying for adjustment issues and quality of the adjustments or the quality of the hardware itself. I'm going to turn my other cameras on. Yeah, the Pro Redline eliminators, dude. Those are cool, dude. You should have the adjustments as well, right? What about you, Serge? What kind of pedal you got, or you have any issues with your pedal setup? And I was checking out your band, dude. I like it, man. It's hella line. Let's play a little quick drums for a second. Yeah, give it a try. You'd be surprised how long I spend adjusting my kit. I'm probably due for a little adjustment myself, like as far as like I said, I'll talk about ergonomics and the drum set in the next video. I really want to put some videos together for this, but we'll just do it on live stream for now, make it a little easier. But if I break down my drums and try to reset it up, I could be here for a couple days just to like relax with it and get it all settled and stuff like that. It's just there's a lot that goes on, and once you set it up, it's like one of those things you don't change frequently. So, all right. Let's see what we could do with some. What should we do? Should we do some double bass, 4 pedals? Let me know. What's up, Daniel? Thanks for joining, dude. I want to learn it well, so teach it well. I will teach as well as I can. Thanks for joining, though, dude. Anything you want to ask me, let me know. I'll do as best I can to teach you and give you a demonstration right here and now. And just know anything that you missed in the stream, I will be doing the whole chapter thing. So when you go back and watch the stream, it'll be all laid out. It'll probably be later today or tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff to go through when that happens. You're rolling the PD 200 pedals. Yeah, I don't know what kind of adjustments those have. I don't think they have a lot, do they? Let's get these lights from flashing. I like the flashing lights. I'm going to be playing with these Govee lights over here. By the way, that's what I'm using, the Govee brand lights. They're really interesting and not bad for the price that they are. You get some pretty cool stuff, actually. I actually do like when I could do it. They're like sound activated right now. So when I hit them, they kind of flash. But I could do it to where like it rolls. You know, the lights kind of. It's really interesting. Okay. But yeah. So getting into the second half of our lesson here. We're going to talk about how we get like more action out of the foot. So we talked about the pedal and how adjusting the beater is going to give you a quicker hit instead of having to bring it all the way back and slam it in. You're going to use a lot less force. So when we use a lot less force, we get a lot more speed out of it, okay? And with that speed comes power anyway, okay? So one of the things that I use, I'm going to get like this. Okay. So one of the things I recommend when first starting playing drums is the foot technique of we lift the heel up and you basically just drop it and it smacks it down real hard. So even if that beater's sitting fairly close to the head, you're going to get a pull up and a drop, and it's going to get a nice smack and a lot of weight to it, you know? And by letting it up, it kind of gives a little bit of a rebound. You can see it coming back a little bit by lifting off. So just that little bit of pullback gives you that swing that you need to get power, okay? But we basically lift the heel, drop. And I'm not getting the stroke with my heel like you see in the heel toe technique. I'm basically just the weight of the leg is giving me this like rolling whap to the front, you know what I mean? We're basically just getting this like rolling motion to get the power out of the whole drop and the weight of the leg, okay? So that's something I recommend for when you're playing. We just basically... Okay, and I'll get to some ideas for how to time this better for when we get into more, okay? Okay, and another thing, when we're doing that roll, there's two things that you could do, and this kind of comes with technique, but I think this is the easiest one. So after your drop, you can get a quick, because your foot, the drop is already kind of naturally pulling your foot back, right? So you're able to just drop the foot and get a second stroke. So I've had a couple guys asking about the lesson this week to talk about doubles and triples, and this is a way to get a quick double hit. We just, okay, you're going to drop, and because that drop's already bringing your foot up like a heel-toe motion, it's easy to just do that, okay? So you basically drop and ball your, and you're basically lifting the heel again if you look, okay? Drop, so drop and kick, and you can get that really fast, and it takes a lot of, or very little effort to just, you can see the natural motion of when it drops, it's already coming right here, and all you gotta do is that. Because that heel aspect is already kind of letting the pedal sit right underneath the foot for a drop, and then you just gotta relax your foot. So that second stroke actually is very relaxing. Okay, so that's one way to get it to. And another way, it's kind of the opposite, is sometimes when you lift your foot up, you can get a stroke and then drop it. I use this one nowadays because I do it for accenting purposes, okay? So I'm going to show you this one right here. So when I lift that foot up, you get that stroke, but then when I get that second stroke, you get that power behind it, and it relates to the idea of how I accent double strokes, the second stroke, because you're going, it gives a little more clarity to the motion, okay? So you could do that. You can lift and then drop. Lift, drop. I don't know if that works for, like, I like the heel toe better for more motion, but like for like playing like, I use it for that position a lot, for the of 2 leading into the 3 for that accent. So if you're going, that gives that like nice strong. Yeah, I know what you're talking about with the Iron Cobras and stuff like that. Yeah. I actually started out on those, and I just kind of progressed into these. And once I got to these, the lighter feel of these pedals were just they're phenomenal. I really love these Pearl. I got a lot of action. The cool thing about these too is that they switch from shortboard to longboard. I have them in the longboard form, and I kind of like having my whole foot on the pedal. Kind of makes more sense. But they adjust back and forth, just a couple switches of a screw, and it's a really cool idea. But these things are just so smooth. I always wanted to do the direct drive because I see so many death metal guys with the direct drive stuff, and they got so much speed, and there is a control factor to it. It's really cool. Okay, so again, when we're doing 3 strokes, let's just get back to the basic idea of drop tap, right? So when we drop tap, we can do the same thing. So you drop tap, drop. Because when you hit that second stroke, if we lift our heel up, we're ready for that second stroke. So it's all about getting everything into position for the next hit. You know what I mean? So I guess this is what people call the heel toe. But like I said, I've seen guys actually hitting with the heel to make the stroke, which I'm more so just flat footing it. But the heel's just there for a rocking motion to the ankle. Okay. So what you could do to develop that consistency is drop, tap, 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 drop, tap. It changes as you go faster, but that's just the basic idea. We started a slow tempo. Okay. So then we do 4s. But for me, another thing that I do at different tempos is I like to think of it as dribbling a basketball. You're just basically going like this. And if you lift your heel just a little bit off the pedal, you'll get the real motion of the ankle. It's really natural. And I use that more for faster stuff than I do the heel toe. The heel toe I use more for accenting and feel, because you get little different ideas, because you could tap and then drop, you know what I mean? So that's why you see a lot of my double bass like this, and then I drop for the accents and stuff. Okay, but we dribble in like a basketball with the pedal like that, and you get used to it, and the faster you go, the more it starts to kind of use the ankle. Okay? All right. Okay, and one last one, and I know everyone's curious about this, is the swivel technique, okay? For me, the swivel technique derived out of like a failsafe for when I was playing double bass. I would get so tired that my legs would start wiggling, and then you found out that you could get this momentum from the wiggle, okay? So you get that momentum from the wiggle, and it takes a lot of the weight off of your calves. And by doing this, you can get faster and more power out of it. And you see guys like Eloy Casagrande using it. You guys got George Calais using it. And these guys are fast, bro. And some of them, and like Eloy plays with some freaking power, bro. We've all seen his videos. But if you notice, like it derived out of a failsafe, but then we got to learn how to control it. We got to make sure that each stroke has a left and right to it. Okay? Okay, you get a lot of power out of that. So that I think for stamina and death metal stuff, that swivel technique is actually unbeatable in that sense. Okay, I use a little more of like the dribbly kind of heel idea. It's more just rocking. Okay, but when you want to go for like long periods and you're looking for power, the swivel technique's unbeatable. So I'll kind of show a little bit of it. So I was trying to use some swivel technique in my flurries, which I typically don't do. I just kind of do little quick dribbly type motion. Okay, but for when I'm like really trying to hold some power. Okay. So, and you notice the swivel technique I use actually for my. You kind of have to with that motion with the 4 pedals. So I got really kind of quick with bigger movements. And sometimes I'll over accentuate that left and right idea with the swivel. But also because my pedals are so close together, I have to be careful when I'm doing the swivel on just the bass drums because I start stepping on my hi-hats and such. So okay. If anyone, does anyone understand, or everyone understand the concepts here? If you don't, I will explain anything again and demonstrate more stuff for you. And then, and Philip, you want to talk about posture and throne height? Okay, that's something, I'll dive into it a little bit, but I'll get into that in the ergonomics and kit setup lesson as well, because the way your kit setup has a big deal on how your body is balanced and how your posture is controlled. And basically, most everything you want is your elbows should be at your side, and you shouldn't have to reach much for stuff. Give or take some cymbals, but it shouldn't be like a reach. It's just a little, not really coming up too far, you know? Oh, you're welcome, Serge, man. Anything I could do to help, dude? Yeah, let me know how you're, do you even have Facebook? I know you said you don't, a lot of the social media is banned out in, was it Russia, right? Man, if you could send me something to your videos, I got Facebook Messenger, whatever you want. Just send me a little snippet of it or something. But, and I'll help you with some adjustments as well. But, what was I talking about? Oh, the posture thing. Man, correct posture is important, but you'll notice me when I start like getting down and playing, I'm more so dancing with the thing, and I'll like really like lean in and so yeah, even with posture and such, there's this weird push and pull to the body. I'll use my feet to give me a little bit of kind of a lean, so that I can kind of get down and put a little more accent somewhere else. You know, sometimes I'll lean over onto my foot to give it a little extra weight, and then you pull back over. You kind of use the body's posture to to play a lot. I feel like those are a little bit more advanced concepts, but yeah, in the beginning stages, posture's important. You want to be able to just kind of. Okay, and what I wanted to do real quick as well is I have, for when we were talking about the quick double hits, I feel like this is a very common drum beat that should be owned by everyone. This is kind of leading into a little bit of a funk feel, but also could be related to rock, okay? We're going to be playing, it's a basic drum beat. If you go like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? And then if you're looking at the 16th positions, we have 1 E and 2 E and So we have this kick drum note on the of 2 leading right into the 3. And then over here, we have another kick drum leading in, or going from the of 4 back to the 1. And this is where that double drop, the drop tap, plays a big role in how I approach the drums. And I think it's a very good beat for everyone to learn and own. You can make this thing feel really good, especially when you get into ghost notes, okay? So I'm going to play it real quick, and it's something you should really, I believe, should work on this beat a lot, just like some very common beats that are used in everyday music. So I'm going to play this for a couple seconds. Okay, it's got a nice pop to that beat with that little pickup on the okay? So actually, let me see, I'll show you a couple more beats here that you could use to kind of further that kick drum a little bit as well, okay? We're going to kind of, oh, it's the wrong one, sorry, hang on. One second, it's this one, sorry. I have my 4s. This is the stuff I use for when I put my lesson videos together on YouTube. So here's another one. We're gonna do the same thing. It's a little bit different, but you're basically putting this kick drum into a tighter position right before the backbeat on 2 and 4. So you have 1 E and The of 1 leading into that backbeat. It's gonna give a nice snap and pop to that backbeat. This is another, to me, a beat that should be owned really well. It's very common and used in everything you play. So I'll play it for you for a quick demonstration, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it gives a nice kind of feel and pop to that backbeat, and kind of gives a little it's that pop that I like, kind of boom, boom, cat. Okay, and what I wanted to talk about too is with these tighter positionings, I'm going to use the other one that I just had real quick, the first beat we played. Okay, and something I wanted to talk about, timing your hit and how to get smoother in that pocket. You know, these are little pockets, and I'll demonstrate that as well. Okay. Yes, Serge, I agree. I do think it's better to be relaxed while playing the drums, and that's you'll probably ask any drummer. We're spending our life trying to relax as much as possible while playing. Okay, there's times to kind of get that snap to it to give a pop and accent, but most of the time you just want to kind of relax, and that's partially why I dance a little bit when I play. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about too, and this kind of falls into relaxing right here, is when you're about to hit this on the or the of 2, you want to start lifting your heel on the and. So it's basically you're timing the and a 1, and a 1, and a 1. So I'm trying not to hit that, but do you know what I mean? So you're gonna be like 1 and 2 and a 3. So you want to be able to lift that heel and prep the hit beforehand. okay? That's how we time our body and get everything smooth and in motion, and that will actually help with relaxing, because if you're almost like hesitating on that hit, you're going to kind of tense up when you try to reach it, you know what I mean? So that's something I wanted to talk about a little bit as well. Okay. How often do you get to practice, Serge? Philip, you still out there? Daniel, what about you, man? Am I teaching well for you? You understanding everything? Let's put these lights on again. I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna see if I can get like what's this? What is this? What about that? Suggestions for the lights, colors, anything. We change it up. We'll have some fun here. Spectrum. What is it? I know we have the rolling. Here's the rolling, right? Let's try that. I don't know which one that was. That was my backlights, right? So we go here. Put this back on music. Oh, we rolling. Cool. They all rolling. I like it. Kind of digging on it. No, I need my backlights now. I got 4 sets of lights in here. Yeah. I wish. Oh, can you see? Man, you can't see my other ones. They're rolling downwards because they're upside down. I don't know if I gotta adjust the sensitivity. That's kind of cool. Gonna play some ostinatos on the feet and see what we can come up with. Do some flam taps and whatnot. say? Hang on. That's why that one's not going. Yeah, okay, 1 second. I'll show you some fills here. 1 second. All right. Can you show some fills when playing blast beats? Yes. So, all right, do you play the upbeat blast beat or the downbeat? And what I mean is, are you kind of hammering with your feet and hands at the same, like, or are you doing the, okay, but either or, I would say if you're playing that one's actually quite easy to get into a drum fill, right? So you're already doing 16th note hands, right? So you're just going. Okay, does that make sense? So your hands are already rolling. So that's the cool thing about blast beats. It's actually they're perfect for tom rolls and such. So I'll play it a little bit faster. I'm like at 185. Okay, 16 toes on the hand, they roll right into the snare. Okay, so you can even kind of bring that snare for a backbeat. So actually, if you get comfortable with bringing that hand over to the snare, you'll actually get used to getting ready for your tom roll. So let me turn my metronome off. So we go. Now, let's say same thing, you're playing the downbeat blast beat. Okay, so basically you're going to have to stop one hand if you want to keep it consistent, right? So you would start with a crash. Okay, so same idea, we're going to get used to bringing that over. So you can even do that, start with like going like this to an alternating eighth note. Now, I think we were talking about quads last time, right? So that's the same idea as well, because you're doing 16th notes already. You're going to just kind of come over here and do 2 and then 2. So, right? Quads are funny because on that last one to hit the cymbal, you got to do 3 on the feet. Okay. Please make a separate cut of the video with these moments. Oh, I will for sure, dude. I go through and watch my own video and kind of go and do all the chapters and stuff, and I will maybe put a long form together and kind of talk about blast beats and tom rolls and stuff like that, and it'll be on the long form as well. So, does this all make sense to you, though? All right, Serge. I'm about to get out of here, man. It's the end of the stream for this week. I want to thank everyone for coming out, everyone who's in the chat, anyone who's watching. Thank you so much. And if you've seen this, like and subscribe like the video, subscribe to the channel. To stay up to date on all new lessons, I'll be asking for lesson requests later this week for what you want me to cover in the next live stream. And I always demonstrate and leave snippets of it so you can have your own little personal drum lesson videos. But yeah, get at me. Thanks for everyone for coming out. And I will see you next week. Serge, hit me up. Send me some videos if you can. Whichever social media you can reach on my on the YouTube channel. I have all my socials on there. So again, thank you everyone, and I will see you next week, 12 p.m. on Thursdays. Thanks again.